Seedance 2.0 is going to change faceless YouTube channels forever. I know that might sound like hyperbole with so many AI tools launching, but if you've seen any of the videos that Seedance 2.0 has made, you'll see just how insane that this tool is. For example, here's a video that I made just from a text prompt asking it to make a documentary about a lava submarine. Now, as you can tell, that's incredibly good, but you might be saying, Matt, what are the actual practical use cases of this tool in faceless YouTube channels specifically, and how is it going to actually translate into real business and making you real money? Because the thing is, it is fun to make random clips like this, and I've been playing around with the tool a lot, and I've generated hundreds of clips with Seedance. I'm going to show you the best place to access Seedance here in just a moment. But I'm not just learning about these AI tools for fun, and I'm sure you're not just here for fun either. You also want to grow a real business using YouTube if you're here on my channel. So I'm going to show you a few different practical, actual use cases for this, how you can save tons of credits as opposed to using Seedance 2.0 the way that most people have been using it, which will allow you to make much cheaper videos. And I'm going to actually rank the different use cases for this, showing you a way to use this to potentially make a little bit of money and ways to use it to make tons of money potentially, and a few different tips and tricks for actually using the tool to get the best generations that you possibly can. And so without further ado, let's get into the actual use cases for this. Now, as we mentioned, Seedance 2.0 is the best AI video generator that has ever been made. I've covered a few different ones as they've been coming out recently here on the channel, such as Kling 3.0, which blew me away when it came out, but then Seedance launched this shortly after. Now, you may have gone on YouTube before and seen videos of people generating videos with Seedance, so you can see how insanely good it is, and I'm going to show you some examples in this video as well. But what a lot of those videos don't talk about is how to actually use it to make tons of money, because at the end of the day, it's not about the tools themselves, but it's about how you use them and how they're going to actually translate to business and money for you. And so the first use case I want to show you is this channel called Sci-Fi Stories. Now, this channel right here, it pulls in 1 million views per month, which probably translates into $5,000 to $10,000 per month, given an average RPM for this. And that's just from ad revenue. And the thing is about this niche, the reason I'm showing you it first is because this is probably the worst way to use Seedance 2.0. However, it can still become a big business as evidenced by this channel. However, this channel is uploading quite frequently. They're uploading almost every single day on the channel, and these are like 20 to 30 minute videos. Some of these are hour-long videos. Now, if we went to actually watch any of these videos like this one right here, as you can see, it's just a looping AI clip that plays through for a couple seconds, and then it just stays on this AI photo for the remainder of the video. And there's just some text on the bottom of it that's reading a sci-fi story. And these individual videos, a lot of them don't get too many views, like this one's got 1.3 thousand, but the thing about YouTube is that 90% of your views are gonna come from 10% of your videos, or even less in a lot of cases. So it's a small minority of the videos that are pulling most of the views if we go to the most viewed right here, and these are the ones that are pulling most of the views. So you have to upload a lot of videos typically to get some of these that will be getting a lot of views, as you can see. And the channel itself has 2,000 videos on it. And a good amount of them probably are shorts, which I actually don't even recommend because you're not gonna make too much money off of them. However, a lot of them are long form as well. So it stands to reason that if these videos, which are just an AI image basically, and then an AI voiceover probably using something like 11 Labs playing through this, are getting so many views and making so much money, it stands to reason that a bit higher production quality versions of these could also do incredibly well. But there is a problem with that, which is that Seedance 2.0 is quite expensive. It's not the cheapest AI out there. And for that reason, if you were making, 20-minute videos using Seedance, which you can do, and I'll show you how to do it in just a second, the problem is that you'll be paying well over $100 per video. And Seedance is a couple of dollars per 15-second clip. And so that adds up. Now, yes, the economics can work on it once you do grow a big enough channel like this channel I'm showing you. However, in the beginning, you're gonna be generating a lot of clips, using a lot of credits before you end up actually making any money. So what's the better way of doing this? The better way is to just use Seedance for the first 15 to 30 seconds of the story to hook the viewer. That's the most important section of the story anyways. And then for the remainder of it, you can just have a looping AI video that you can generate with Kling 3.0, or you can just have an AI image and then just read through the story for the rest of the video. For example, take a look at this sci-fi clip I made right here, again, just from a text prompt, where I simply typed out a prompt of make a super dramatic, cinematic level introduction to a story about aliens fighting humans where the aliens refuse to hurt the humans. And as you can tell, that is something that you could literally see in a movie or on TV. And we have these tools at our disposal without having to spend thousands upon thousands of dollars to make that. We just spent a couple of dollars. And we can just use that for the first 15 seconds. So let's say our budget for each video is only like $5. We can do a couple of those potentially even. And then for the remainder, we just generate an image using something like Nano Banana 2 and then have an AI voiceover reading out through the rest of the video. Now the economics make much more sense for this type of content, but there is still a problem, which is that we're still just relying on ad revenue, which can be great. I have several students who run scary story channels, sci-fi story channels, who get hundreds of thousands of views per month. They make a decent income doing it. You know, it's their full-time job, which is great. That's awesome that they can support themselves like that. However, it's typically not what I recommend for most people. Before I show you what I recommend for most people, just to go over what is the best place of using Seedance 2.0 right now, I wanted to introduce you to the sponsor of today's video, which is Higgsfield. Within Higgsfield on the business plan, you can get access to Seedance 2.0 right now, and it's an incredible interface, and this is what it looks like. If you go up to video right here, go to Seedance 2.0, then you can input your prompt, and this can just be a text prompt of something that you'd like to see, like I did for that lava submarine video, as well as the sci-fi alien video. Those were just text prompts. However, you can also give it an image, and then you can reference those assets. For example, let's say we wanted a specific alien or a specific creature to be in our video. We simply upload that asset right here, and then we at it, and we put @alien, and we say, make that alien running towards a human, and then it'll use that specific character that you uploaded. You want to make sure that these are characters that you generate with AI, because Seedance has been getting sued by some Hollywood movie producers due to the fact that a lot of people are using copyrighted characters to generate clips with Seedance. And this is a really powerful tool. So you want to make sure to only use characters that you either AI generate or just use the text to video feature. You can also ask it to be the first frame. So if you want that image that you uploaded to be the first frame, is the first frame, you can simply do that as well. You can also even upload videos and then ask it to extend. So let's say we upload a video onto Seedance, we can simply go extend this video another 15 seconds and then Seedance will do that. It'll give you the next 15 seconds of that video, keeping the consistency with the characters and everything else. Incredibly powerful. You just want to make sure that the video assets you upload are less than 15 seconds themselves. And you can also go ahead and select the quality of this. Right now it's 480 and 720p. Eventually they're gonna have 4K and so forth on this. But honestly, 720 looks really good on this. And what's really epic as well is that you can go up to 15 seconds. So that's really nice to have that long duration. And those first few clips that I've shown you that I've generated so far were 15-second clips. Now you might be saying, Matt, why don't I just go ahead and use Seedance to generate the full video? Why would I have to use something like 11 Labs? Or you can even go into Higgsfield and go to audio and generate a voiceover directly on here. You might be saying, why would I need to generate a separate voiceover if Seedance can generate voiceovers for me? And they're really good, and they are. And the reason you want to do that is to keep the voiceover consistency and to keep the script that you're using. My recommendation is to generate a script using something like TubeMagic, which is my tool, but I do use it myself. We use Claude in the back end, and we use a bunch of different of the best script frameworks for writing incredibly great scripts that will keep people watching throughout the entirety of the video, and then just generate the visuals using Seedance. And if you want to keep things like sound effects and whatnot, you can make sure to have the sound on, and then you can also ask it to do no music, because by default it really does try to make cinematic clips, so it will put music in by default and other things. So you want to make sure to say no music, no voiceover, and generate the clips like that, because you'll then generate your voiceover separately and then compile all of these together. And you can use something like CapCut to compile it all together. It's a great video editor. Also iMovie if you're on Mac, or Shotcut if you're on Windows. Those are some great free options. So now let's go over a slightly better use case. We're gonna go up the tier list a little bit to a slightly better use case, which is doing science documentary videos using Seedance. For example, check out this channel called Mr. Science. They make these faceless science videos about stuff like what really happened when the dinosaurs died, or nothing about these whales are normal, here's why. And the channel itself pulls in 2.8 million views per month, which is insane. Here's another one that just talks about deep sea creatures. Who would have thought this would be such a huge niche? This is something I'm very interested in as well. 3.6 million views per month just talking about the deep sea, and these are only long form. They don't even upload shorts, and they're still getting that many views. Incredible. Here's another channel talking about Earth. Here's another channel owned by the same person that's talking about space, and here's yet another channel talking about space, and each one of these is doing incredibly good. This one, for example, is getting 9 million views per month. And if we do the math on that, we would take 9,600. That's how many thousands of views per month the channel is getting. Multiply that by a reasonable CPM, like $10, which is how much, on average, a lot of channels make per 1,000 views. This would be a channel that'd be making, close to $100,000 per month from ad revenue. And the reason this is the next step up on the tier list is due to the fact that science videos that are actual educational content are going to make more on average per 1,000 views, at least from what I personally have seen, than sci-fi videos or than scary stories or fictional videos. And that's due to the fact there's more advertisers that typically want to advertise on educational channels, just due to the demographics that typically watch them. And it makes a lot of sense why a tool like Seedance 2.0, again, would be incredibly great for these types of channels specifically. And if we watch any of these channels, as you can see, this is just some stock images in the background. It's clips from YouTube, it's clips from stock footage databases like Storyblocks, and they do quite well, but it's also, the ones that do really good, like this channel Astrum, they also typically put in 3D animations that would be incredibly expensive to make if you were making them all from scratch, which shockingly a lot of these channels do. However, with tools like Seedance 2.0, we can generate incredible intros for these types of videos, and then for the rest of the video, we can just use stock footage, again, which will save us an incredible amount of credits as opposed to using Seedance 2.0 for the entire videos. However, these can make a lot more money, so you could theoretically make the math work and make the finances work in terms of making full videos with Seedance. You just have to be aware that it is going to cost quite a bit of money. You might be looking at $100 for a 10 to 20 minute video. However, it's much more economical. Just generate the first 15 or so seconds, have an amazing intro. So let's do that together right here. Let's say we wanted to do a video showing a cinematic video of the terraforming of Mars. That'd be a great science topic, talking about how we could potentially terraform Mars in the future, and it's something you could easily see on any of these channels right here. And then let's go ahead and click generate right there. All right, and here's the video. Let's take a look at it right here. That's incredible. And that's something that in the past you'd have to pay a lot of money to a VFX artist on somewhere like Upwork or Fiverr. Hundreds of dollars just for that clip, but now you can do it for a couple of dollars. Absolutely amazing. And it'll help keep people's attention having that in the beginning of the video. So then for the rest of the video, you can use any AI tool of your choice. Now, I do have an AI tool. It's called vid.ai. You can feel free to use it if you want. And it'll generate stock footage based videos. So it'll generate videos that are almost identical to a lot of these big channels right here that do primarily just use stock footage. And then you can go ahead and put that for the rest of the video, but you can swap out clips on vid.ai. So you could go into the first clip that was generated on vid.ai, click to swap it out, and then put in the clip that you generated with Seedance 2.0 with Higgsfield. And then you'll have a god tier intro that will keep people watching throughout the whole video. And when your budget increases as well, when you start making money from this, you can also then go through the entire video swapping out different clips intermittently through the video to keep people watching. So you do have those really great visuals that you can easily generate using Higgsfield and using Seedance 2.0, and it'll put your Faceless channel on another level. And that's really why it's so great you're watching this right now, so you can stay up to date with all of these AI tools, and Seedance 2.0 is on the leading edge right now, so it's really good that you're learning about it, so you can then implement that into your content and just make your content better and better. Make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on further updates when AI gets better and better. And it's hard to believe that it could even get better than this, but that's one reason that I really love these aggregators like Higgsfield. Higgsfield's actually one of my favorites right now. Not just because they're sponsoring this video, I actually use them myself, my video editors use them as well. And it's because I always get access to the latest AI tools as soon as they come out with Higgsfield, without having to sign up to 50 different platforms individually, which would not only cost a lot more money, but also just be incredibly complicated to manage, because who knows who's gonna release the next, great AI model. It'll all just be in Higgsfield, which is so nice. And also another note with Seedance is that if you go in right here, you don't have to use the Pro model, which is selected by default. You can use Seedance 2.0 Fast, which is gonna be a bit less credits. It may be a bit faster as well. However, this latest video that I just generated right now, this took about 2 to 3 minutes, so it really did not take long at all. However, during peak times, at different times, it may take a bit longer. In the past, Seedance has had some issues with that, but they're really rolling it out now to a lot more platforms, so it's a lot faster right now, at least from what I've been seeing. Because in the past, I would have to wait 2 to 5 hours just to generate a video, but now it's going so fast, it's literally just a couple minutes, which I really like. And now let's go up to the very top of the tier list on the actual types of channels I recommend starting, which are typically in niches like health, wealth, relationships, technology, travel, and pets. And that's due to the fact that people typically have problems in these niches. You probably heard me talk about them before if you're a regular viewer here on the channel. And you know that these are the best niches because you can sell something within them and you can monetize outside of just ads. So even if you get less views comparatively within these niches, my students who are making the most amount of money are running channels within these niches. And let's take a look at a channel right here, which is within a sub-niche within wealth, which is personal finance. In this channel, it's called Money Simplified. They also have another one called Whotirement right here. And they published this video about boring habits that save me serious money, $100,000. It got 129,000 views in 3 weeks. And I'll tell you from experience, with monetizing the correct way with these types of channels, I was able to grow a brand new channel to making almost $30,000 per month within the first 2 to 3 months of starting that channel. And it was just because one video got 100,000 views on it. So one video drove $30,000 worth of revenue, and that channel's gone on now to make me millions upon millions of dollars, and that's because I'm monetizing it correctly. As opposed to some of the first channels that we looked at, they're only gonna be monetizing with ads, and the monetization therefore is quite limited. So let's take a look at this channel right here, and let's see how Seedance 2.0 could help us do something even better than this, but let's take a look.
Every personal finance influencer tells you that building wealth is about discipline and willpower, that if you just try harder, budget better.
So these are literally just AI images in a slideshow. This is quite easy to generate. If you go to Higgsfield, you go to their images, generate images right here, and then you go to Nano Banana 2, which is the best AI image generator out there, and you go ahead and ask it to generate a specific character, and you can go ahead and then upload that character as a reference. So let's do this together right here, and then I'm gonna show you how to use Seedance to blow this away and just go above and beyond and make this incredibly amazing. But let's do this together right now. So let's ask it to make a 2D hand-drawn character that is, so this one is like a owl. I guess this is supposed to be an owl because it's called Whotirement, I'm guessing. And so let's choose another animal together right here. Let's do some alliteration. Let's call it Frugal Feline, right? And it'll be a cat that really likes to save money. A character that is a cat for a channel called Frugal Feline. Don't put any text in the image. Just the cat himself, who looks rich and financially savvy, standing on a white background, full body shot. Then we'll do a 9x16 for this. We'll generate 4 at the same time. Click generate. What's really cool about Higgsfield as well is that if you get one of these business plans or one of the higher end plans on this, you can do unlimited. So you can generate unlimited amounts of Nano Banana 2 images. They just take a little bit longer. So just for the purpose of this video, that's the reason I'm doing 4 at a time, just so I can give you this information as fast as possible. And now we have some of our character images. This one's really good. We have Mr. Frugal Feline himself. So then what we can do is go ahead and copy this image, paste it right here to then attach it. This one's really good as well. In fact, this one is kind of a bit better, I think. So let's go ahead and use this. Then we can paste this image right here. And then we can ask it to generate images that correspond to whatever our video is about. This one's about boring financial habits. So let's have him make him sitting in a room doing his finances in a boring way, sitting at his desk. Now again, this is the slow way of doing this. I'm going to show you the fast way in just a second, but just to show you how this channel is doing this and could be making a serious amount of money, we can ask it to do this, then click to generate right here. We'll do 4 of them just so we get a bunch. Make sure to do 16:9 because that's horizontal for YouTube, and then click generate. Now, real quick as well, you might be wondering, like, how could you make a lot of money from these types of channels? What exactly would you sell? You can easily make a group on a platform like Moon, which is my own platform, and it's where I'm hosting all of my own courses and everything. And you could charge a monthly amount for that, get a couple thousand people in there, and make serious money doing that. For example, there's a channel called Zinni Studio, where it's purely an AI character, and she's teaching how to use different AI tools, and she makes $15,000 per month just by selling a community from her channel. So it'd be incredibly powerful if you pair this strategy with creating a group on a platform like Moon. You can also be an affiliate for different investing platforms, whether it's Webull or Robinhood or platforms like that. And going back, here are the images that we have generated. They look amazing. So for example, you could just have an AI voice reading through the different boring habits that can save serious money, and you can just have these images playing through. But the problem is you have to manually find each individual image, put it throughout the video, and as we discussed, it's not the most engaging, especially for the very beginning of your video. That's the most important part, where you want to make it as engaging as possible. And as we discussed, it makes a lot of sense to generate that intro using Seedance 2.0. So let's do that together right here. Let's generate something that will just blow away any other Faceless channel out there. And what's really cool is that Higgsfield has a built-in assist feature right here, which if we go ahead and open it, we get access to models like GPT-5 and other ones. You can easily use the AI of your choice. I really like Claude as well, but I'm just using this because it's built into this. We can easily go to it, and we can go ahead and ask it to give me some ideas for a really good intro for a video titled, and then we'll go ahead and just copy the title of this video, along with a 15-second script for the intro of the video for a channel called Frugal Feline, where it's a rich cat as the presenter. Make him doing something physical that will catch people's attention and cause them to watch throughout the whole video. Don't mention the channel name. There we go. And this is a really good one right here, stacking dollar bills into a towering pyramid. With each careful placement, the pyramid grows, symbolizing the accumulation of wealth through simple habits. That's really good. I really like that one right there. So let's go ahead and do that. And here's how we're going to do it. We're going to take our image of our host, who's this cat right here, and we're going to download it onto our computer. And then we're going to go back to Higgsfield, go to video, go to Seedance 2.0, and then we're going to upload that image right here. And now we're going to write the actual prompt for this. And so we can go ahead, go back to here and say, give me a Seedance 2.0 ready prompt for this, including what the cat says, what his voice sounds like, and also the actions he's taking. Remember to keep it under 15 seconds. Then we'll go back here and we'll actually reference the cat we uploaded by just going at and then adding the image. Then we'll go ahead and copy this prompt: is busy stacking dollar bills into a towering pyramid in a luxurious room, hand-drawn animation style. And then we'll copy this right here. And we'll say, as he's doing this, he's also talking in a rich voice and saying, ever thought boring habits could be my golden goose? Stick around, I'll reveal how simplicity turned into 100K. Secret to building wealth we'll do instead. Change angles often to keep attention. Even do a 3D rotating angle as well, and it should convey charm and humor. We'll go ahead and add that to the prompt also. And we didn't even generate the first frame of this. Remember, we're just using the character right there. And we'll do a 15-second video, 16 by 9, 720p, and go ahead and click generate. And I'm also starting a stopwatch right here as well, so we can see how long that this takes. And we'll go ahead, let this generate, and we'll see how long it takes, and we'll see how amazing the result is. And this will be an amazing intro for the video. And we could go ahead and we could continue using Seedance throughout the entirety of the video if we wanted to. However, it makes a lot of sense to just use it for the intro. And then for the remainder of the video, just do what that video that talks about the boring habits that can save you tons of money did. That got 100,000 views. And so that can definitely work. However, if you want to stay on the leading edge, have the best quality that you possibly can, this is how you're going to do it. And the video just finished, and we're looking at 3 minutes and 57 seconds to generate that, which is really short compared to what it was. So this tells me that ByteDance, which is the company that made Seedance 2.0, is definitely upgrading their servers, and who knows, it could be even less than this in the future. It'll be awesome when we get to a day when we can generate these videos within a few seconds. So, but that being said, let's take a look at the video we generated right here.
Ever thought boring habits could be my secret to building wealth? Stick around. I'll reveal how simplicity turned into a fortune.
That's incredibly good, and that kind of intro will keep people watching throughout the whole video. Especially that 3D shot right there, I think that really makes it stand out right here when it kind of pans around him. Because this is something that in the past would have cost so much to make this, and we did it in a few seconds using Higgsfield and Seedance 2.0. And so if you want to get access to Higgsfield and therefore access to all of the best AI models out there, I'll leave a link down below for a no-brainer deal on the absolute best price that you can get it. But just remember that it's never the tools themselves that are going to make you money and make you a huge business. It's how you use the tools, and it's the system behind it. And I have a completely free training that breaks down this system step by step, and I break down a method that I've never shared publicly in any other videos before on how you can get monetized from day one, and then how you can get YouTube to basically promote your videos for you like crazy. This is the missing piece that so many people don't implement, and it's causing their channels not to grow. If you want to grow your channel super fast, get YouTube to promote it for you, plus monetize from the first day that you start your channel, then please check out this free training right here. It will be one of the best investments of your time that you've ever done if you're at least thinking about doing YouTube. Check out this free training right here. My name is Matt Parr. Hope you got a lot of value from this. I'll keep you on the forefront of AI and YouTube, and I'll see you right here.
All right, so I'm currently at my dashboard on smmshiba.com. And do not get confused by the website names. SMM Shiba and SMM Dodge are actually the same website. So all you have to do once you've created yourself an account here is to go on list, click on this category icon, select, and here you want to select something, basically any option that says from with video. So I'm going to choose this one right here, and this should be already fine. 2014, 2017, yeah. Now I'm going to click on buy, confirm, and now you can go onto your product orders and you will see this is pending. All right, the order is now completed. This didn't even take 2 minutes. What you want to do now is you want to copy that ID, and we want to be organized, right? Especially if we have multiple channels, you will not find them again. So make sure to save it somewhere.